Today on Fishing with Gussy, we're using suspending jerkbaits to catch early season smallmouth bass.
Fishing with Gussy is proudly sponsored by and uses Shimano rods and reels. Visit Shimano.ca for all the specs.
Savvy and I are heading out onto probably our favorite body of water. We're on Shoal Lake, northwestern Ontario, and it's you can see how we're kind of bundled up and dressed today. It's cold out, it's cold water period, and we're gonna go fish for smallmouths. Probably one of the best ways to catch them is with suspending jerk baits, and we're gonna use a bunch of those today and see if we can put some fish in the boat. I think we will.
Should be a good day.
Okay. Well, let's get on with it. I was just kind of right over that little edge, and kind of the colder the water, the longer you want to try to let it suspend and just hang there. And you can see this guy just kind of came up and nipped that little feather on the back of my X-Wrap. One little hook. Good start. You try to get your bait hovering and suspending over are those spots where you can kind of, look at, nice bass followed it up. Okay, so we found a few. But are those spots where you cast up on the shallow rocks where you can see bottom, and most of those fish are gonna be just over the edge where you can't see the bottom anymore. So that's what we're trying to do. We're just pulling our baits over those little edges and lips and letting them sit there and suspend. And the water's cold. It's actually 46 degrees right now, so cold water. And the fish are still fairly active. They want to eat, but they're not going to be, chase stuff as much as they will in the summer and in the warmer water. So that's kind of the deal. You just got to slow down a little bit. And that's where these suspending jerk baits really shine. That rock. A couple things when you're fishing with jerk baits, the sort of key depth that you really want to pay attention to and try to get your bait hovering and suspending over are those spots where you can kind of, look at, nice bass followed it up. Okay, so we found a few. But are those spots where you cast up on the shallow rocks where you can see bottom, and most of those fish are going to be just over the edge where you can't see the bottom anymore. So that's what we're trying to do. We're just pulling our baits over those little edges and lips and letting them sit there and suspend. And the water's cold. It's actually 46 degrees right now, so cold water. And the fish are still fairly active. They want to eat, but they're not going to be, chase stuff as much as they will in the summer and in the warmer water. So that's kind of the deal. You just got to slow down a little bit. And that's where these suspending jerk baits really shine. I got bit off, so we're down one X-Wrap. That's all right. I'm gonna get retied here, and then we'll go try another little rock.
More great early season smallmouth action coming up next.
Power Pro Super Slick 8 is smooth as silk and casts like a bullet. Enhanced body technology makes it thinner, stronger, smoother, and quieter. Use brown in the wood, green in the weeds, and yellow for high-vis fishing situations. Power Pro Super Slick, unleash the power with none of the noise.
Everything you'll need to keep your engine running this winter can be found right here at Devil's Gap Marina. They're full service and open all year round, so you can relax in the car and keep warm. Or not. All of those convenience store items with none of those convenience store prices. From snack foods to fishing lures, service with a smile, and the most affordable gas on the lake. Devil's Gap Marina, located at the end of Matheson Bay Road on beautiful Lake of the Woods.
Goodyear, chosen to get through tough winters. And the tire dealers you choose for great service trust Goodyear too. Their experience with winter tire care inspires the expert service they pass on to you. Goodyear, more driven.
The time to take to the water is now, and Woodlake Marine will help you hit the lake in style, as their high-quality marine products are sure to please. Let their award-winning staff tour you around their showroom of top-of-the-line new and used boats and other recreational products that are sure to exceed your expectations, but not your budget. Woodlake Marine, delivering the ultimate boating experience. Call or click today.
Oh, there's a big one. Like to see him come tournament time.
I get the little underprivileged ones. I'll tell you one thing, if you want to catch 100 bass in a day, this first couple weeks after the ice goes out is prime time to do it. You can do it. We've only been out for a couple hours, but it's been a good day. And a couple other things to keep in mind too. The water's cold. These fish want the warmer water, so you want to get back into the warmer, shallower bays. The main lake stuff, the water's still in that 42, 43 degrees. Back in these shallow bays, it's 46, and by this afternoon, we'll get up into the 48, 49 degrees. It'll warm up. So think shallow bays and think afternoon, later in the day. Let that water warm up a bit, and you're going to catch lots of fish. They are thick off that little point.
Double header. Oh.
Another one will grab
Yeah.
it.
Oh yeah. Ah.
Whoa. We pulled
there
up
it
and
is.
made there. Chris said, strike 3, you're out if you don't get him this
it's
time.
just a little guy. Lost the big one.
There we go.
Yeah, I got the little guy. I missed a couple other ones.
There we go. Not a giant, but fun to catch, I'll tell you that. We're pretty lucky here in the northwest part of Ontario that we're able to fish for bass early in the year. A lot of other places across Canada, the season's actually closed in the spring. And you know, when they spawn, they get up fairly shallow, and the males will actually make nests, and the females will come, there's another fish, lay the eggs, and the males guard the fry. And it's a good time to, you know, it's sort of unethical to go out and catch a lot of bass during that time frame, but that's still a month away from where we are now. Look at that, 2 more. They're both little guys, but we're gonna get some big ones here. But up here in Sunset Country, the season is open, but it's catch and release only, so you're not allowed to keep them. So there's no tournaments till July, and you can't keep them. Some lakes you can keep a couple of small fish on, you know, sort of for shore lunch reasons, if you know, maybe a lake doesn't have walleyes in it or something. But it's a catch and release season, but we're very lucky, very fortunate that we're able to get out and be able to take advantage of some of this awesome fishing. Bass don't do a lot of eating in the winter. They're pretty, they almost go into a hibernation mode kind of. So when that ice goes out, they get hungry and they want to eat. And our season's so short too that, there we go. That's like 3 or 4 casts in a row.
They're just loaded in here. Yeah. That's a nice one too.
But our season's so short that, you know, we want to get out there and get after him. He's just bulldogging down deep. They don't like to jump in this cold water like they will in the summertime. That one kind of got fouled up a little bit. And probably what happened, you see how he's hooked? Probably what happened was he actually went for the head of the bait, went for those eyes on that X-Wrap, and that hook popped out, and this one down there sort of stuck him a bit. But
there's another one.
that's it.
Oh, this guy's thinking about jumping.
There you go.
Just a little guy. This guy wants to jump pretty bad, but not quite yet. Just a little guy.
We're not into as big a fish here, but there is, that's all right.
One thing you want to be real careful of too when you're fishing with these treble hooks, these jerk baits, is how you grab it. You can see I've already gotten nipped a couple times here, but you got to watch the hooks because it could be a bad day if you get a treble buried in your finger. I'm going to go for the pliers on this one.
Yeah. The Hall of Fame board at the hospital is proof of that.
Yeah. Luckily, I haven't taken one to the head or anything like that yet, but fishing with Gussy, you never know. It gets a little out of control sometimes.
Yeah.
Man, these smallmouths are fun early in the year. Stick around. We got a bunch more hot action coming up next.
Hey, get over here. I got a hot tip for you. Shimano has redesigned the Cronarch, Corrado, and Sidecar baitcast reels, the Sustain and Stratic spinning reels, as well as the crucial Compre, Claris, and Convergence line of rods. Get down to your local dealer and check it out. Competitive anglers, watch for the Shimano Platinum Angler program. They've got some great rewards for anglers that use Shimano products.
There's no place like this.
Why should you choose Reimer Roofing? Maybe because they guarantee a free estimate within 48 hours of the initial call. Or because they're quality BP certified installers with a lifetime warranty on materials. You choose them because they have a 10-year workmanship guarantee with special rates for contractors and have been family owned and operated since 1988. They honor their scheduled commitments, but best of all, Rema Roofing does it right the first time.
Countryside Manor Bed and Breakfast. It's a place to call your own. With a breathtaking view overlooking beautiful northwestern Ontario, you'll find all the peace, quiet, and comfort desired for a wonderful stay. The Countryside Manor Bed and Breakfast offers all your favorite conveniences and with a delicious breakfast that can't be beat. You'll want to come back again soon. Call today to make your reservations or visit our website to find out more. Countryside Manor Bed and Breakfast. Stay with us. You deserve the best.
Looking for fishing tackle and friendly one-on-one service like nowhere else? You'll find it at Bobby's Corner and Sport Shop, where all the big fish like to play. Check out the big catches coming out of Bobby's Sport Shop. Wall to wall, Bobby's is packed with thousands of muskie, bass, and other baits and lures, guaranteed to give you the cutting-edge advantage. Bobby's Corner and Sport Shop, Highway 17, Vermilion Bay. Why would you go anywhere else?
You know, when you're using these baits, 95% of the strikes you're going to get are going to come when you're pausing it. These are suspending jerk baits we're using, so the bait gets down to about 5 or 6 feet. And what you want to do is figure out your own special cadence, but jerk, jerk, pause, or something like that, and the fish are going to hit it on the pause. Now, this being springtime, what we'll do is we'll pause it for a lot longer because these fish just aren't super active, but in the summer, you can kind of bump it up and get a faster cadence going to catch these fish. But the pause is crucial because that's what triggers these big beauties. This guy right on the back hook again, but as you can see, he's pretty nice smallmouth.
Oh yeah. Big brownie.
It's a beauty.
Yeah. That's sweet. Gotta like that when you pull up to a new spot and get one on the first throw. Another one on the back hook. You can kind of see he just got that back treble again, and they're just coming up and nipping. That's it. But cool, good deal. Yeah. You know, talking about bait options today, I'm gonna pull my box out and show you some of my favorites, suspending jerk baits, and tell you what, this cold water, they're tough to beat.
Denny's got a largie.
Sweet, Dennis just caught a largie. We like to make things difficult and have the camera boat actually cut us off and fish in front of us when we're trying to do the TV show. No other shows do that. So we're still creaming them, so it's all good. That'll probably be your biggest largie of the whole summer, Denny.
Another beauty here.
You're gonna have to go get some stitches at the hospital when you get done today, huh? Or cut up?
Yeah. Nice big tummy on them.
Yeah. Woo! Another one on the back hook. That's just an indication that they're not super aggressive. They're really coming up and doing a lot of nipping, and that's okay though. You know, when it comes to rigging up for jerkbait fishing, there's a few things that we like to do. The first is you can see I don't have braided line on here. You know that I love Power Pro. I use braided line in just about every fishing situation, but with suspending jerkbaits, fluorocarbon can be good. Braid is good sometimes too, but in this colder water, fluorocarbon sinks, and it's just going to allow that bait to get down a little bit deeper, and it's got a little bit more stretch in it, so you're not tearing hooks out of the fish's mouth so easy. So fluorocarbon can be good. You know, I've been using a number 10 X-Wrap today. It's been good bait. Savvy was using a Rapala Clacken minnow. You know, a few other favorites of mine, that's a Max Wrap. That can be a really good one. It's a little bit more of a erratic action. Better in the warmer water. It's not as good of a cold water bait, but really good bait in the summer. You know, if we went out to the main lake here, we're back in a shallow bay right now. The fish are a little deeper. Then you want to use these deep diving X-Wraps. And, you know, they come in some different sizes. Bright colors can be good sometimes. And then you can also see how I've got these stored. I take a rubber band and wrap it around the treble hooks like that. And I learned this from my buddy Alex Kessler. He actually has a bin like this. He uses X-Wrap so much, he's got a bin like this totally full of baits. So, then, you know, the other thing when we're tournament fishing, we like to use premium hooks. So we put Gamakatsu trebles on a lot of our baits, and you know, a pair of split ring pliers makes that job really easy. You just open up the split ring, change the stock hook out for these Gamakatsus, and these are just a stronger hook. They're a little bit sharper, better quality, and hopefully our theory is we're not going to lose as many fish using these. So the hooks they come with are good, but these are better. That's just a few of the things that we like to do with jerkbaits. We use them a lot. They put a lot of money in the boat for us over the years, and they're a good bait.
Pretty nice when you know you're going to catch a fish, eh?
Pardon?
Pretty nice when you know you're going to catch a fish.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. That's a healthy one. Come here, big fella. He's getting chubby already. Oh, there we go. Hook popped out pretty easy. We got a double?
Yeah. Hooked up.
Can't complain about that. There goes mine. Chris's is a little bigger, I think, so. It's cold. We're freezing our butts off out here today, but you know what? It's sure nice to be in a boat, and you will stay warm catching fish. All right, well, we're gonna take a break. We'll be back with more fishing action right after this.
As you can see, spring smallmouth fishing is a lot of fun, but it's not over yet.
Hey, get over here. I got a hot tip for you. Shimano has redesigned the Cronarch, Corrado, and Sidecar baitcast reels, the Sustain and Stratic spinning reels, as well as the crucial Compre, Claris, and Convergence line of rods. Get down to your local dealer and check it out. Competitive anglers, watch for the Shimano Platinum Angler Program. They've got some great rewards for anglers that use Shimano products.
Napa Auto Pro keeps cars and sometimes their drivers young a long time.
Northwestern Ontario is your ticket to a great adventure this summer. For camping, on the lake, fishing for fun, or competition. Festivals and fairs all summer long. Dig in for lobster dinners or saddle up for horseback riding. There's farmers markets with plenty of pie, but you must wait half an hour before swimming at one of our beautiful beaches. Complete details are available online, so come out and play in Northwestern Ontario. Visit escapetoontario.com.
Lund boats have been built for anglers by anglers since 1948, so they know what they're doing. I rely on them for all of my fishing, whether I'm in a tournament, guiding, or just going out for fun with my buddies. They have the best warranty in the business. You owe it to yourself to go check them out. Head down to your nearest Lund dealer. They'll be able to look after you. Good fishing.
Hi, my name is August Collinson. My fiance is Jeff Gustafson, and I have been fishing tournaments with him for about 7 years now. Fishing is a big part of our lives. Jeff fishes a lot every day, and it doesn't matter if it's summer or winter. And my best fishing story is about 2 years ago when we were fishing Lake Despair, a tournament just north of Fort Francis, and we caught about 18.5 pounds before 10 o'clock in the morning. And we did it in the pouring rain and a windstorm, and it was one of the best days that we've ever had out on the lake. And this year I'm fishing KBI with my cousin Tara Collinson Savage, and we're gonna have a really great time and hopefully catch 5 fish every day.
Oh yeah, right
Oh,
behind me.
follower, there he is.
I had one too.
That was cool. There was 2 of them that came up. He hit right at the boat. That's
I got
awesome.
one right behind me right now.
Whoa. Yeah, you want to be kind of careful when you're grabbing these guys so you don't get stuck with one of those hooks. Oh, good. Came off pretty easy. I love catching these things, that's for sure.
Yeah.
They're fun, man.
Oh yeah. Another beauty.
That's it right there. See, they just kind of come up. It's just like a lazy flop kind of jump right now. You don't get the big, the big jumps. But man, that's awesome fishing. Catching them one after the other like that.
How many in a row is that?
Yeah, I think I've had one about 10 casts in a row. Seriously. That's cool. Get her back.
Like I was talking about before, the jerk pause or whatever you choose. One thing too you got to watch when you're fishing these jerk baits is you want slack line on the pause, but you don't want a lot of slack line because you want to be able to tell if something grabs your bait.
Nice.
Yeah, beauty.
That's a good one. Hey, you know what? During this the cold water period, spring, fall, suspending jerk baits catch bass really good, and you can catch a lot of them. So after a long winter, it's sure nice to get back out here. Thanks for joining me today, Savvy. It was a good time, and hopefully just a fraction of all the big ones we're going to catch this summer in the tournaments.
That was a great day.
All right.
Fishing with Gussy proudly uses Power Pro Super Slick Line. All of the power with none of the noise.